Hello, welcome to American Baker in Germany. I'm Michelle, and this is Sabrina. And how old are you?
5.
That's right. And today we are making a Black Forest cherry cake. Very good. It is for Tag der Deutschen Einheit. So that literally means Day of German Unity. It's basically German Independence Day. It celebrates the day when East and West Germany reunited to become one country again. And Black Forest cherry cake is really quite simple to make. It's a very traditional German recipe, and Sabrina's gonna help me. Yeah? Let's get started.
Let's get started.
Okay. So here's some of the things that we're gonna need for our Black Forest cherry cake.
Yeah.
First of all, we're gonna need cake. So I'll unwrap one of these.
Yeah.
Most recipes that are made for Black Forest cherry cake have extremely light and fluffy chocolate cake layers. I am just using my vegan chocolate cake because it doesn't really matter that much. So you need some cake. Mine has been frozen, that's why I can handle it like this. And relatively thin. I mean, this isn't super thin, but it's reasonably thin. It's not super thick either. So we're only doing 2 layers today. I've also seen cakes made with up to 4 layers. So if you would like to make more layers, make them a little bit thinner and extra cream. But that will also make it slightly unstable as well. So another thing we need is whipping cream.
Yep.
We need lots and lots of whipping cream. That's why we got the liter case again. We are going to use as much as we can, and we're going to stabilize it. So stabilized whipped cream, in general, in Germany, they use the product like this. And this is something you add to whipped cream to make it more stable. It's mostly just cornstarch. But we are also using powdered sugar. So we're going to put that into our whipping cream to make it more stable.
Yep.
So that we can pipe it at the top as well.
Yep.
Now, what's Black Forest cherry cake without?
Cherries.
Cherries. So we are using canned cherries today. So we are going to drain the juice off of these before we use them. Otherwise, it's way too wet. Another thing that is traditionally used in Black Forest cherry cake is this. It's called Black Forest cherry water. It is a clear schnapps. You can see right through it. Usually what they do is they will soak their cherries in it.
Yep.
And make it alcoholized. And then another thing they sometimes do is they'll put some alcohol onto the cake and let it soak in. We are not going to do that because children are watching. Children are going to be eating this cake. So no alcohol for us, but if you would like to, this is what it is. It's called Black Forest cherry water. Schwarzer Kirschwasser. So look out for that. So we'll set that aside because we don't actually need it, do we? And we are using, this is shaved chocolate, shaved dark chocolate. Now, you can also shave your own by grating it into, with a regular cheese grater. I just am saving myself some time by buying it already grated. This is just a traditional way of decorating the Black Forest cherry cake. This is extremely traditional in Germany. So, let's put it all together. We are going to start with our cream. Our cream. Well, we're not putting them in so much, honey, as we are putting them on the cake.
Can we put them on the cake?
Of course you can help put them on the cake. That's your job, isn't it? Yeah.
I opened the package and put the entire liter of whipping cream into the bowl. There are a few chunks in the cream, so we tasted it to make sure it was still good, and it was fine. I start to whip it and had to move the bowl away from the camera to keep from splattering onto the camera. I whipped it to a semi-whipped stage.
Alright, now I am not finished whipping it. You can see this is still pretty liquidy, but it's thickened up. It's a little bit thicker than it was before. So what we're going to do is we're going to add, wow, we made a mess. This is really messy, by the way, if you didn't know that. Now we're going to add our little bit of cornstarch at this point, and our powdered sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need it.
Well, I want it to also taste good. whipped cream just by itself, it doesn't really taste like anything. It's more the texture that people like.
I'm gonna taste it.
It tastes like milk, basically. Now I'm not going to measure this. You
It
can if you
doesn't
want.
taste like anything.
The ratio is 3 tablespoons per cup. Now since I have like 4 cups in here, I'm going to use kind of a lot. There you go. Let's see how that does.
I continue whipping the cream with the stabilizers in it.
See? Now this is soft peaks. This is just about perfect. Now it's not quite to the point where I could pipe it, but it is to the point where I can spread it. And the thing about whipping cream is that if you whip it too much, it turns into butter. But if you stop just before you think you need it to be, then that's a good place to be. Now let me show you what that looks like. See? It falls off the spoon, the spatula, but it kind of just sits on the top as well. So I would consider that soft peaks. It flops a little bit, but it's actually reasonably stable. So let's stop there, okay? Alright, there are our drained cherries.
I got the juice.
You got the juice, yes. I have covered this board with plastic wrap to protect it a little bit. It makes it easier to clean up later. So I'm just going to put a dollop of whipped cream on the bottom. And my first layer of cake.
I fill the cake with whipped cream. And Sabrina helps me place the cherries. Then I add the second layer of cake. I begin to frost it with my whipped cream. Whipped cream is much softer than buttercream and doesn't set up like buttercream either, so it was fairly difficult to frost. I decided that in this state I could never pipe the dollops on top of the cake, so I continued to whip the cream until it reached stiff peaks. I put some cream in a piping bag with an open star tip. And cream was dripping from the tip. I frosted the cake with a little more whipped cream, trying to hide all the chocolate cake layers peeking out. It didn't really work, just because of the nature of whipped cream. I eventually just smoothed the cream as best I could and cleaned up my cake board. I pressed the shaved chocolate onto the side of the cake. Even the weight of chocolate shavings pulled the cream down a bit and made a hole that I patched with more whipped cream and chocolate shavings. Then I piped dollops of whipped cream onto the top of the cake and little drops between the dollops to fill it in. Then I placed a cherry on top of each dollop. These pulled the whipped cream down quite a bit, so be aware that your whipped cream is going to want to pull down the cake. Whipped cream is very soft. This is a lovely classic cake. It tasted amazing and was fun to make with my daughter. The whipped cream was hard to work with, but it does taste light and fluffy and not too sweet. Everyone loved eating it. Happy Tag der Deutschen Einheit, Germany!
A lot of free whipped cream. We also, and we're gonna whip it lots of time, and then it turns into butter. Again, butter. Me and my mommy are baking the cake today. It's a Black Forest cherry cake. We're using this
Powdered sugar.
powdered sugar. We're using powdered sugar today, and I like it.
You like it?
Yeah, and it's yummy. Oh, today we are making a cake with my mommy, and And we're using cherries for the Black Forest cherry cake.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And
we're using
what kind of cherries are we using?
kind of
Canned cherries, honey. These aren't fresh.
Okay, we're using canned cherries. Hello, today we're making a cake with my mommy. You can't really see me.
Well, you're not really supposed to be in the frame, honey. Yeah, I'm going to close the window. It's a little loud.
And we have all of this. It's a Black Forest cherry cake. It's this alcohol we're not using, but sometimes people put in the cherries. And we're using this.
That's right. What is that?
Oh, cake.
No,
Uh,
it's grated chocolate, honey.
and we are using grated chocolate. It's lactose-free.
It's dark chocolate, so yes.
And we have dark chocolate. We're using baking powder,
Powdered sugar. Nice
powdered
try, though.
sugar.
It's not in the frame, honey.
Can you get the cherries?